Raleigh of Fish Keeping Jamaica invited me to do a segment on aquatic plants, and one of my favorite aquatic plants is water wisteria. I have it growing in this 29-gallon shrimp tank, and one of the things I like about it is it grows very quickly and it's easy to propagate. So when I have a plant that begins to reach the surface of the water, take some scissors, clip it off, then I can simply take it and replant it. In this tank I have deep river gravel with potting soil added. Water wisteria does well in that type of substrate, as long as you don't have boisterous fish that will uproot it. I tried this in my 75-gallon with true Siamese algae eaters, and they always uprooted the plants, so wasn't very successful in there. But here it's doing quite well with cherry shrimp and autocinklus. One of the great things about water wisteria is that it's so easy to propagate. I've heard that a single leaf can sometimes regenerate into an entire plant. I'm not sure how true that is, but I save all the extra leaves in this jar with aquarium water and potting soil here next to my Daphnia and blackworm cultures. But definitely stems, if they're healthy, can generate entire plants. So I'm going to take this down and see how many plants I have. And see about putting them in one of my planted aquaria. This is what I took out of the jar. It looks like this plant actually grew from this leaf. So I guess it does work occasionally. A couple tiny plants here. This one grew off a stem. Well, maybe a leaf. And here again, tiny plant growing off of a leaf. So looks like you can propagate water wisteria that way. I had some of this water wisteria that I grew out in a gallon jar of this 10-gallon planted aquarium. I have several water wisteria growing in the tank. Helps to fill out the driftwood and the Anubias. I believe when these tiny plants begin to grow larger, they'll do better in this tank with their roots going into the substrate. I have some potting soil at the bottom of this substrate. I think that will allow them to consume more nutrients than floating in a jar with potting soil in the bottom, it's difficult to get the plants to stay rooted in pure potting soil underwater. Now that I have these 6 small water wisteria plants in the substrate, I believe they'll survive. And this should fill in that area of the tank. Water wisteria is very resilient, doesn't tend to melt, and it grows quickly, and it's easy to propagate.